Listen to the lawyer representing the U.S. government over birthright citizenship basically admit that this case is really about Trump's power to be able to defy a court order. As always, just a reminder, you can support my work through Substack.
Did I understand you correctly to tell Justice Kagan that the government wanted to reserve its right to maybe not follow a Second Circuit precedent, say, in New York, because you might disagree with the opinion?
Our general practice is to respect those precedents, but there are circumstances when it is not a categorical practice, and that is not
this administration's practice or the longstanding practice of the federal government. And I'm not talking about in the Fourth Circuit. Are you going to respect a Second Circuit? I'm talking about within the Second Circuit. And can you say, is that this administration's practice or a longstanding one?
As I understand it, longstanding policy of the Department of Justice. Yes, that we generally, as it was phrased to me, generally respect circuit precedent, but not necessarily in every case. And some examples might be a situation where we're litigating to try and get that circuit precedent overruled and so forth.
Well, okay, so I'm not talking about a situation in which, the Second Circuit has a case from 1955 and you think it's time for it to be challenged. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in this kind of situation. I'm talking about this week, the Second Circuit holds that the executive order is unconstitutional, and then what do you do the next day or the next week?
Generally, we follow.
So you're still saying generally?
That guy you heard was John Sawyer. And that word generally was doing a lot of work. Basically admitting we will follow rulings that we like, and generally we are not going to follow rulings that we don't like. That's why even Amy Coney Barrett, a Trump appointee, was saying, wait, what? And Justice Jackson also chimed in, basically saying that the U.S. government's argument is that everybody has to have a lawyer and file a lawsuit in order for the government to stop violating people's rights. So everybody who is being affected by an executive order or one of the president's actions needs to sue in order for the government to be like, oh, okay, it seems like we are hurting people. Which, let's be honest, even then, this government will continue doing what it wants to do. Now, some of the judges on the court do seem to agree that other judges should not be able to have nationwide bans on president's executive orders. The decision is expected in early summer, so we will see what the outcome is.